Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All Four Downs podcast on the Four Downs, Three Counts. Yes, that's right. It is one channel transitioning to Four Downs, Three Counts podcast. But of course, we know we represented all four downs, which was the original show. Still transitioning in. So if you're tuning in for the first time on this channel, thank you and welcome once again to Four Downs, Three Counts podcast, which we deliver the best of football and sports entertainment. It's week 2 of college football, and I got a lot to say about this, even though a lot of people overreacting here and there, but I have a lot of difference to compare to everyone else that think about the top 25 and the results of what happened on week 1. A lot of people think that, oh, it's just one game, and yet, we have 11 more to go. It's still a long season. Well, let me tell you, it's not going to be a long season. And if you're starting to lose now, you are in thin ice because the competition is real and anything could happen. And people want to base it off what happened last season. I wouldn't think that far back because this is the season of now. Okay. Moving on to first down and some shockers that happened this weekend. Florida State upsets Alabama 31-17. Now they got Florida State unranked. Okay. And I have Florida State ranked. I really did. If you pay attention to my episode on my preseason, I have Florida State in the top 25. However, I picked the points for Florida State. It was a big margin. I think it was 13 and a half. And I was like, nah, not in week 1. Not the staff that they have. Okay. The offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator of Florida State. Florida State went out and revamped the whole entire support of the football team. And when you do that and you start firing people left and right and be like, no, these are the guys that I want. I want some former head coaches come by. That's what happened. Florida State was ready for Alabama, but Alabama was not ready. And they thought they were going in there and half-ass everything. And that's what they get. Okay. Tommy Castellanos, a dual threat quarterback. Not only did he throw the ball, but he used his legs and embarrassed the Crimson Tide, sent him home. It's so bad that Alabama really is going to have to regroup and play a scrub team in week 2 to find their identity. That's how bad it was. 31-17 final score. Then you have Ohio State beating Texas, which supposedly is the top 2 teams in the nation. Well, neither team looked that great. And everyone want to say, oh, both teams had terrific defense. Really? Or was it the offense not clicking? Either way, I'm sorry to say, you want to give credit to people that are new to college football. Oh, they brought in the NFL. They got this, they got that. Well, it's just only one game. I want to see the consistency. Is Ohio State the team to beat? Or did Texas mess up? Either way, the offense didn't look great. They did not look elite. They weren't ready. And I know when they say, oh, well, it's only week 1. The resume by November is going to speak volume. Is Texas really the real deal? Or are they always the ones that fall apart? Because remind you, Texas has a history of losing to teams in the top 5. Ohio State are one of those teams that suffer one loss, but somehow, some way, they're on a winning streak. But their schedule, it's not that great. It's not even hard. It's not it's the strength of schedule is not that hard, difficult for Ohio State. Also, week 0, Iowa State beat Kansas State, but this game was in Europe, 24-21. Great game, a little sloppy, but the weather did not help. LSU upsets Clemson, but yet LSU all of a sudden now seeking for a national title game. They're ready to crown LSU already. But is Clemson really a team? Are they the contenders or pretenders? And they have to watch out because the ACC just got more competitive. As far as LSU, They still got a long way to go to prove themselves. Let's see if they could be the SEC champion. Miami upsets Notre Dame. Oh, yeah. Carson Beck in Miami. Carson Beck looks awesome. I just wish that the wide receivers play out just a little bit better. And if they did, then they would have blown out Notre Dame. Miami's defense is a little suspect just because they gave up 17 points in the fourth quarter. It's almost like they didn't know how to finish the game. They forgot to play defense. Luckily enough, Carson Beck was able to drive the team and get at least 6 points in the fourth quarter. If not, Notre Dame could have won this game. So if anything, Miami need to tweak that defense and make it better or keep that offense on the field. That's what that will really protect that defense. And lastly, South Florida upsets Boise State. Boise State was ranked 25 in AP polls, but South Florida had none of that. They took care of business. See ya, Boise State. And South Florida got to play Florida in week 2. Are they the real deal, or was it that one game fluke? There's a lot going on here. All right. Moving on to second down. And I'm loving this. I really do, because our rankings, the top 25 for the AP and coaches poll came out on Tuesday afternoon. And yet I did announce my top 25 on the All Four Downs channel that ahead of time. That's why people don't say, "Oh, what are you talking about, Ovi?" And yet people are still scratching their heads. But I do got some credibility here. Oregon, I have is ranked number 1. And for, like I said, preseason rankings, I'm looking at, how well did they finish the season? Yeah, of course. But what transfer portals, how they rank, their recruitment, how they rank, and the coaches. There is no turbulence in the coaching staff of Oregon. And they have an elite program. They know how to coach their players. And they lost some to the NFL here and there, but they're always solid every season, every year. They're solid. How can you discredit them? Georgia played a lot better. They got receivers that can catch now. Did you know that? But they can also run the ball. Yeah, it's only one game. Yeah, but Gunnar Stockton, that's another animal. And it seems like Georgia always finds a way to recruit awesome quarterbacks. Yeah, Carson Beck went to Miami, but I don't think Georgia is missing him. I don't think so. All right. Ohio State, number 1. Penn State, number 2. I have some discrepancies there. LSU at number 3. I just feel like AP polls are now overreacting. Oh my God, we made a mistake in the preseason. Let's go ahead and try to fix this right away. Give it to Ohio State, the national champions. I remember Joe Guire, a former co-host here. Maybe he'll be back. I don't know. That he said, look, if they're the champions, why not just leave them at number 1? Let somebody else knock them down. I think they should do that. Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. Penn State always finds a way to mess things up. And last year, Penn State did lose to Ohio State, but they didn't play Michigan, and they don't play Michigan this year either. So it's like the traditional way was Penn State will automatically have 2 losses because they're not able to beat in their own conference, yet alone their own division, Ohio State or Michigan. But now their schedule is a little bit loose. Or is it? Penn State got to play Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, and Nebraska. Those 4 games are going to be crucial for Penn State in order to maintain in the top 10. Miami, they got to play, and watch this, because this is crazy. This is back-to-back weeks. They ended up playing Florida and Florida State. That is going to be rough for Miami. And yet they're ranked number 5 all of a sudden. They could do it. Carson Beck, I got faith in them. But can their defense hold them? Clemson already have a loss, but yet they still got to play a hot team like SMU. They got to play Florida State. And at the end of the season, they got to play South Carolina. Those are some 3 big games in their schedule. Then Notre Dame. Notre Dame's ranked number 9. After coming from the loss, they're at 9. I don't have them in the top 10. Okay. The only game worth watching is this week when they take on Texas A&M. Really. Everything else, there's no competition for Notre Dame. And that's what you get when you don't really belong to a conference, because all the other teams are now playing conference games and Notre Dame is left out. And how can we really consider Notre Dame as one of the elite teams when you already come out of a loss to Miami? And let's say if Miami does lose or drops in the rankings, does Notre Dame drop too? Just saying. And then you got South Carolina ranked number 10. I think that is too early to crown South Carolina as a top 10 team. Why? Because, and I can't make this up, if you look at their schedule, they got LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M back to back to back to back to back. And the last game, as I already mentioned, they do play Clemson in a rivalry. So if anyone has a hard schedule, probably one of the top hardest schedule this season, is no other than South Carolina. Believe that. Yeah. Those are my difference makers when it comes to the top 25, yet alone the top 10. As I have Oregon, Georgia, Ohio State, Florida State, Ole Miss, which the AP poll missed, LSU, not ready to crown them in the top 4 yet, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, and Michigan, respectively. Don't count out Michigan, but you are. Everybody else is counting them out. Why? Because Jim Harbaugh's not there? Look, regardless of what happened in their history, got to put some respect to Michigan because their running game is nasty. And I'll be talking about Michigan later on when we start making our picks. Moving on to third down. Talking about picks, and guess what's next? Michigan Wolverines, baby. They go on the road to take on Oklahoma at Memorial Stadium. That game is happening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC. That is the game of the week. Michigan versus Oklahoma, number 15, number 18, according to the AP poll. The only time they played each other was the Orange Bowl back in January 1st, 1976. And Oklahoma did win and defeated Michigan 14-6. Now the spread is over under at 5.5. And the total for this game is 46.5. That's right, 46.5. The temperature's going to be nice. The price is not that nice, though. The lowest ticket's $111. Good Lord. Are we watching the NFL or something? Did the tariff prices go up on the college games too? Man, that's crazy talk. Anyways, I'm picking the upset right here. Oh, it's not even an upset if Michigan's ranked number 15 and Oklahoma 18, but yet Oklahoma is favoring in this game. So, yeah, I might as well just say an upset. But I am picking Michigan to defeat Oklahoma. They're going to torture them in the run game. They're going to abuse that defensive line. Those are some big boys that they got in Michigan. The run game, if the run game is successful for Michigan, Oklahoma does not have a chance. And I got to put that respect on that Michigan defense. They always come to play. Just saying. All right. Moving on. Iowa versus Iowa State, a big rivalry, an interstate rivalry. And that price is even low. Look at that. $148 is the lowest price to get there. Woo, boy. The Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa. Temperature is going to be terrific. And Iowa State is favored at 3.5. Yet, Iowa Buckeyes, I'm going to tell you, when they're at Ames, Iowa, they always find a way to win. And they've won the last 3 games in the same spot, in the same stadium. It's like they alternate on the road to win. Therefore, I am taking Iowa straight up to defeat Iowa State. And that will be an upset. Absolutely. Number 16 goes down to an unranked team. Gotta love it. All right. Ole Miss versus Kentucky. It's an SEC game. Yes. And Ole Miss is favored at 10.5. Ouch. I think that point spread is a little bit too huge. And look, it's an SEC game, and the tickets for that is $52. Wow. Can you believe that? Anybody want to go? Anyways, I think that game is the spread is too much, man. And I got a feeling with the spread, I will take a plus 10.5 and I'll go for Kentucky. And I just don't think that this will be a high score game. I do believe that this score the total points will be less than 50.5. I will book that. If anything, if there's anything, number one pick I will take, and I will take the under in the game at 50.5. All right. Kansas versus Missouri. Awesome game. Both teams are undefeated. Kansas got an edge of a game over, but it's Missouri, a favorite at 6.5, and I will keep that. I will. I will choose Missouri and the points. Come, let's do this. I think that's gonna be an embarrassment for Kansas going over to Missouri just to find themselves back home crying, wishing they could fly away. But hey, they gotta play the game. Missouri will take these points. I won't be surprised if they win at least by 21. And lastly, Texas Tech versus UTSA. This is a good rivalry. UTSA coming out of a loss while Texas State came out with a victory. But UTSA is favored by 4.5. Listen, Texas State is only beating the Roadrunners once. So for them to try to do it again, that's gonna be rough. So I will definitely take UTSA. The game's at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. Home field advantage is always good for UTSA. So even though Texas State, the Bobcats, they're from San Marcos, it's only a few miles away. But yeah, I would take UTSA straight up. Take them for the victory. One more, I guess. Yeah, Boston College versus Michigan State. Both teams are 1-0. This is the ACC versus the Big Ten matchup. This is going to be live on NBC. Michigan State, excuse me, is favored at 3.5, but I'm looking at the points. It's at 45.5. I am taking the over in this game. All right. Boston College is 5-1-1. All right. 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie of all time. Right. And I think they will continue to be in East Lansing and show who is the boss. Oh, yeah. Those Fighting Eagles, they're gonna defeat those Spartans, I tell you. Oh, yeah. Let's take Boston College. You can take them with an upset, but I do love 45.5 over and see a shootout between these two teams. It's fourth down, and I'm loving it. It's the final whistle. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in to the Four Downs, Three Counts podcast here on the YouTube channel and on Facebook. And as always, hey, this show is awesome. I love the game of football. I hope you do too. I hope you guys support us and overall. But if week one of college football brought all these chaos to see what's going on, thankfully for the AP and coaches poll, the way they want to pick their teams in the rankings, well, guess what? More will happen in week two. The question is which games are going to shake things up in the top 25. Okay. And I tell you, somebody voted Oregon for number one. They got a number one vote somewhere. I'm on the right path here. I know what I'm talking about. I hope you guys agree with me. But hey, you got the right to agree to disagree. Am I right? Oh boy. But other than that, man, listen, thank you for all the support. You could tune in to our podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to the audio podcast platform, or you could tune in to us on YouTube and Facebook. I like to thank everyone for watching. Thank you, everyone. Please leave a comment, subscribe, like, do what you got to do. Spread the word. 4 downs, 3 counts. That's right. It's all 4 downs here. Oh, yeah. I'm loving it. Thank you for watching. Have a great week, everyone. Let's enjoy some football.